Contractors by the hundreds with all of the administrative burdens that surround handling their construction projects. That means helping them with estimating, working with them on all the administration of their supplements, and doing the administrative services back office work that enables them to focus on selling, building, and billing.
We see contractors just starting off, maybe they're struggling with the fundamentals of running a construction business. They partner up with us, their process is now defined, they're able to grow their profit margins and actually scale because they're not held back with the burden of dealing with the supplementing process. And I feel proud of what we've been able to do in this industry.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Lead meteorologist Sean Choquet here for a daily hail forecast. Sponsored as always by Marine Law Group, C3 Group, and are the Supplement and Balance claims. Check them all out in the description below. So we do have a chance for some severe weather today, but the main focus is going to be tomorrow. We're got a mix of large hail and strong winds. Before we even go into any of that, though, we'll go over the weather headlines. We're going to kind of recap what happened over the weekend as well. So, isolated severe storms are possible in West Texas today. Probably only one or two storms forming. There's a pretty good chance this is going to be mostly in rural areas, so not a huge deal. But tomorrow we have very large hail possible for the I-44 corridor in Oklahoma, along with a pretty significant looking wind threat extending southwards into Texas. So we'll talk about that. And finally, follow Derik on KOCO. He has the latest of the First Alert Chasers there, and I will be out tomorrow chasing for the Oklahoma City area. So make sure his page will be tagged in the description. Go check that out, give it a follow. So we're going to go over all the maps that happened on Friday night and then what happened on Saturday as well, since we did have a lot over the weekend. We did have a 5-star map in the Shreveport, Louisiana, Mount Pleasant, Marshall, Texas area. We have softball size hail in areas just in the towns just north of Shreveport. About 63,000 homes impacted, and it did a lot of damage. Wind-driven mega hail is big time damage producer, so go check that one out. We also had a 4-star map, happened almost the exact same time as the Shreveport storm down by Houston. This was Magnolia, Tomball, Spring, Texas. This had 2-inch hail with it and about 77,000 homes impacted with that. Again, both of these are available on our website. You can check them out. And then on Saturday, we had a nice little surprise. North Carolina, about 2-inch hail happened with that, and about 200,000 homes impacted with that storm. 3-star map for this one, the large hail. The largest hail is fairly isolated, but still, nonetheless, it was the first real storm of the year for the North Carolina area. So, this is what we're looking at for your Monday here. Here's your hail forecast. Again, nothing too crazy today. We only have a fairly low chance for storms. So, you say Odessa, San Angelo, Abilene, low chance for storms here. We have maybe up to some golf ball size hail if anything happens. And you'll see when I show you guys the radar that there's only a couple storms really showing up, and it's kind of spotty, so I wouldn't be surprised if none of these cities even get impacted. Is a low-end chance of some storms, and there could also be some gusts up to 60 miles per hour with it. And then you see the future radar for today. Again, this is not going to be the big event. Tomorrow looks to be a much bigger day. Storm down in the desert, and then a couple chances of storms just kind of popping up here on the models. So not really anything too crazy. Should be a fairly quiet day. A big lead up for tomorrow. Much different story. We have a chance for hail across a good chunk of the country tomorrow. Your best chance of hail is going to be highlighted in that most significant risk zone. So everywhere from just the southwest to Oklahoma City all the way up to about Davenport, Iowa. I'll have a chance of seeing hail tomorrow. I got that moderate chance for Oklahoma City and for Tulsa, where it looks like storms are going to form just north of I-44. And then they're going to blow up pretty fast and could have that chance of dropping up to baseball size hail, assuming the storm mode can stay at least semi-isolated for a time. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to initially have storms explode, have hail close to baseball size, and then it's going to all merge together into a very powerful wind producer that's going to race to the south and to the east. So really for Oklahoma City and Tulsa, it's going to come down to exactly where those storms form, how quickly they move into the cities. If they do form fairly close to Oklahoma City or to Tulsa, we could be seeing some very large hail, and if not, it could end up being a very strong wind threat with that. So you could also see very large hail in the southeastern portions of Kansas, and even as far to the east as about Joplin, Missouri. So further north, you see Kansas City's in that low risk. I think storms might form just to your east right now anyway. We'll see if it gets bumped back west a little bit this time tomorrow, but right now, even though you're right there on the edge, I think you're going to kind of skirt away from this one, watch big storms go up to your east. I think there'll be a wind threat by the time we get to St. Louis, and then I'm watching a secondary area of potentially large hail in southeastern sections of Iowa, possibly as far north as Davenport, where they're also under that moderate chance, and then extending into Illinois, where we could have some isolated storms initially. And a low chance for Chicago. You see I got a low chance for Dallas and Shreveport and Little Rock, where it's looking more likely that we're going to have a big wind-producing line of storms by the time they get to the area versus large hail. So with that, I also have the wind forecast for tomorrow, where things shift a little further south, where I'm anticipating a pretty strong squall line moving through for Dallas, Shreveport, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, even Tulsa there, all under that moderate chance. And I have the secondary color in here, so I have the potential to up to 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts if this thing can really get roaring for tomorrow evening into the overnight hours. So we'll see how that all pans out. Again, I think the wind chances for Dallas is significantly higher than that hail chance, and there's a chance for some gusty winds as well heading up into Missouri, Illinois, and into Iowa. So let's jump right to that future radar. We're going to start here in the southern plains, where it looks like you'll see those storms explode just north of I-44 there, and you see some semi-discrete. The more isolated the storms are initially, the better chance you have for that really big hail. The HRRR is showing the storms forming farther north than all of the other models. I'm really anticipating, it could be as close to Oklahoma City when the storms form as about Guthrie. So we'll really see how this comes together here, and this will very quickly turn into a big wind producer. If we were to bring this further along, this ends at about 7 p.m. tonight, it'll end up pushing even further to the south there if we have more data with this. But that wind threat for Dallas is looking really intense. And then we're pushing up to the Midwest here. You can see the future radar does show more isolated activity, and for, again, parts of Iowa going towards Illinois, and even somewhat close to Kansas City. This model run has things pop off just to the east of Kansas City and then pushing eastward. So there could be a lot of activity tomorrow. I'm really thinking we're going to see a lot of hail initially in those first hour or two, and then pushing over to a wind threat going later on into the evening hours. There's also an outside chance that the dry line in Texas could fire a storm or two tomorrow, which would put Dallas at a much higher risk for hail if that were to happen. Right now, it's looking like things are going to stay capped, which means no storms are going to form, but you never know. Things can always turn around and change with that. So keep an eye here with Hail Trace. We'll have that full forecast for tomorrow. Timing for Oklahoma City is going to probably be after 5 p.m. and probably be done by about 9 p.m. So 5 to 9 p.m. that evening commute, if you still are commuting for work, and through dinner time is going to be your best chance for Oklahoma City. The Dallas area looking more like early overnight hours, so maybe as early as about 10 p.m. through about 2 in the morning. So could be a long night here for us at Hail Trace tomorrow, as we're going to be covering all of that. We're going to cover all the hail, all of the wind, have live coverage for all that when all the cities are involved. So make sure you're following us. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You can watch us on your TV that way. You can follow us on Facebook. Hit see first so you don't miss any of our alerts, any of our content, our live coverage, which doesn't come at a scheduled time. So if you hit see first, you won't miss a post. It should pop up top of your news feed. And then, let's see, somebody said, this making it to Atlanta on Wednesday. I don't know. I didn't have a forecast for Wednesday because we got to see how things play out tomorrow before Wednesday. I think it might end up being kind of low-key Wednesday. And then after that, we could see things come back to be more active again heading into next weekend. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well, simply at HailTrace. And you need to give us a call. Our number is 855-334-4245. Any comments, questions, concerns, you need to find out more about Hail Trace, it's your first time here, you got to set up a training, whatever it may be, give us a call, and we will happily help you out. Email us as well if you're not a big fan of talking on the phone, info@hailtrace.com. There's a website for more details, hailtrace.com. And let's see, I actually got a bunch of comments and questions in here. So I'm going to try to look at some questions before I jump off, because it seems like we got quite a bit. Denver, Hail, Denver, you guys still got a few more weeks. Usually it's about mid-May when things turn on for you guys, so hang on for that. Let's see. People are asking about the Dallas area. I think it's really looking more like a wind threat, and it's going to be after probably about 10 p.m. Could be some really strong winds, though. I mean, I have you in that chance of potentially up as strong as 90 miles per hour if we really get a strong MCS. More likely we're going to get stronger than like 60 to 70 miles per hour. I asked about time for Oklahoma City and Tulsa. The timelines are going to be about the same. Tulsa could be probably about after 4 p.m. through about 7 or 8 o'clock. And then I think I already said Oklahoma City about like 5 to 9, 10-ish. Let's see. Any others that have popped in here? Hail's boycotting Tennessee. Let's see. Got some other stuff. Hello from Grapevine. What's going on, Eric? And yeah, Louisiana, you have a chance. Could be something here. So, same time for Kansas City. Yeah, after about 4 o'clock. Again, for Kansas City, right now, it's looking like things are going to form off to your east, which would mean you probably get missed out. Joplin, again, around the same time as Tulsa, after about 4 p.m. And we'll have a breakdown for all this tomorrow as well. I'll have the city forecast. Usually the day of is when I do the city breakdowns, so we can get more in depth about the timelines and everything. So make sure you tune into us tomorrow at 12 p.m. We'll have a breakdown of everything we're expecting across the country tomorrow, for whether it's hail, wind, and that tornado threat's probably going to be pretty low. So hail or wind for the most part. And of course, we'll have live coverage as needed across the evening hours tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central Time, on whatever platform you prefer to watch us on. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.